Welcome to the DBMS lab. So for this batch one, we will put up this experiment 6 to 10 in this subset. So now let us talk about triggers here. So the part of a triggers now we will be talking about the student min-max trigger. So when we say there was a trigger, it is some event which need to be fired. So how we are implementing the trigger was, first of all, we will create a table. Then table name was student ID. We create 4 variables: student ID, name, and marks. Then we will go with some insert operations here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and thereby we will display the content. Now, how we are going to deal or how we are going to talk about triggers was, so first what we will do is create or replace trigger followed by student min-max trigger. So the name of a trigger, this is what we call it as name of a trigger. So create or replace is a syntax here. Trigger, it is a keyword here. Now when we are going to do, we can do it before or delete or update. So insert is there, update is there, and delete is there. So what are all these 3 operations? We call it as data manipulation language commands, and that too we are going to do it on a table T1. So triggers, they will be implemented with row level or they will be implemented at the column level. Triggers, they will be implemented at the row level or they will be implemented at the column level. So at this time we say it is row level. Why? Because we made it as for each row. And now to point out the variable, we are going to use new and we are going to use old. These are 2 special attributes in PLSQL, that is to point out the previous value and to point out the present value. We are going to use this 2 key constructs, new and old. So for each row, when student ID is greater than 0, now you can see that student ID is 1, 2, 3, 4. All the 4, they are greater than zeros, right? Because student ID is 1, 2, 3, 4, so they are greater than 0. Now we are going to declare a local variable. So this is a variable name marks and it belongs to a data type called as number. Now you are going to say if the marks is greater than 100, now you should improve the marks to 100. If the marks is less than 100, then less than 0, then you should put it into 0. Got it? So our problem is I'm going to have 10, minus 10, 200, 40, 50, and 70. And again I am going to have minus 5. Here I am going to have some 140. So this is assumed here. Okay. Now if the marks is greater than 100, the maximum marks should be 100. That means this is 100, 100. If the marks is less than 0, then it should be 0. So obviously minus 5 is less than 0, minus 10 is less than 0, then the answer should be. And rest of the things, what are the rest of the things? 10 and 20 and 50 and 70, they are inside the range, then there is no need for us to figure out the marks. Then there is no need for us to figure out the marks. So now we will work on this as a student min max trigger. Now how we can move to the further aspect. Moving to the further aspect, moving to the further aspect will be as follows. So what we will do is we will go to the desktop, then we will we will open this live SQL. We will open live SQL. So in the live SQL, we will start executing our min-max cursor. So for this, we need to sign in. Yeah. After signing in, we will get the location where we can key the worksheet area, where we can key the worksheet area here. So now we are in the maximize mode and we will improve it for zoom. So now we have the student min-max trigger. So double slash, it indicates the comments line. Now we have 4 insert commands to be done. Then we are creating the trigger, and trigger can happen before insert or after, before delete or before update. Then we have the declaration section. We are using the if loop here. So let us see how the trigger etc. is going to be performed etc. Fine. Now we are creating a table called as student1 with SID, name and marks. So hitting on the run button. Now you can see here table was created. Then we are going to make some 4 insert operations. SID 1, 2, 3, 4. Student name Leela, Mani, Rama and Lakshmi. Marks are 50, 80, 78 and 90. So I'm hitting on the run button. So now you can see that there are row 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows are inserted. Now let us verify whether the 4 rows are taken or not. So now you can see here all the 4 rows 1, 2, 3, 4 they are created here. Now our point was to demonstrate the row level trigger. So to do this row level trigger, we are now creating the trigger with create or replace trigger, and the name of a trigger was student min-max trigger, and it is going to happen before insert or delete or update, and it applies to each row. Therefore we are going to call it as a row level trigger, and it is checking whether the student ID is greater than 0. So is student ID greater than 0? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 all are greater than 0. All are greater than 0. So now you declare a local variable called as marks and belongs to a data type called as number. Then it is taking up begin and end. Then it is now updating the new marks to the old marks. If marks is greater than 100, it puts a maximum value as 100. If the marks is less than 0, then it says it should be 0. So now if this is the case, obviously there is no much impact on the trigger. So let us create the trigger here and see how the trigger is invoked. So now you can see here trigger was created. Now what we will do is we will see here insert student 1 with values 5 and 6, Ramu and Durga, and then we have 140 and minus 60. So what is the min-max trigger should do? 140, it should be to a maximum of 100. 60, it should be included to 0. This was the keying what we are going to expect. So now we will hit on this button here. So we'll hit on this button here. So first we are inserting 2 rows, row 1 and row 2, and now we will see whether the 2 rows are included properly or not. So now you can see here Ramu was included with 100 and Durga was included with 0. Why? Very simple reason. Ramu was 140 and you called a trigger. If it is greater than 100, you put the maximum value as 100. If the insert was less than 0, you put it as 0. But Durga, you gave it as 60 here. So what is going to happen? It is putting to minimum value. Ramu, you gave it as 140 here. So here you can see it is giving you to the maximum value. So this is how a trigger is going to be included in the programming part. Now let us understand another type of trigger here. So in this trigger, we are now focusing on employee salary difference. In this trigger, we are now focusing on employee salary difference. So what we are going to do at this case was we are creating a table. That is employee salary diff with employee number, employee name and employee salary. Then we will insert 4 records, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, Lakshmi, Rama, Mani and Leela, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. These are given it as employee numbers. Then you made it as the salary difference. Up to here, this is clear. Now what we are going to include was we will now bring up a table, and here you can see the options: create or replace a trigger. The name of a trigger, we call it as employee salary difference, and it is going to be provoked before insert or before update. So when this trigger is going to fire before an insert operation, trigger is going to fire before a delete operation, trigger is going to fire before a update operation. So all these 3 things are going to happen. So it is again a row level trigger. Row level trigger. So what it is going to check was whether the employee number is greater than 0. For each row, it needs to check whether it is greater than 0. 1 is greater than 0, 2 is greater than 0, 3 is greater than 0, 4 is greater than 0. That is also fine. Now we are going to declare def. This is a local variable and it is going to belong to a data type called as a number. It is going to belong to a data type called as number here. Next one, we need to have difference. How we are going to have a difference? We will check up with the 2 primitives, that is colon new and colon old. This takes the previous value, and new it is going to bring up the present value, right? So this present, or you are going to call this one with an updated value. So how I'm going to get the updated value? That updated value, I get it with the difference here. So old salary, it is represented with old, and new salary, it is represented with new, and difference, what we got it as, we made it as new dot employee salary minus old dot employee salary. Where is this ESAL and ESAL? This ESAL was with this position, right? We are going to have employee salary, it belongs to 7 and 5. So it goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 2 positions. So this is what we call here as 7 comma 2 here. So 5 positions, it is bringing up the decimal part, 2 positions, it is bringing up the fraction part. So that is what we call here as 7 comma 2 here. So next one, what we are going to understand now let us see, already these are inserted, right? 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 and 25,000. These rows are going to be inserted. Now let us see, we are going to make 2 more insert operations, Shiva and Ramu, with 27 and 20,000. Similarly, we make an update operation, that is ESAL was around 5 plus 500 and plus 500 for this employee number 5, employee number 6. So then we will compute what was the happening. So if we are at an execution part, we will get a clear cut understanding. So what we will do is, we will select the employee trigger part, put it into our PLSQL work area, and see how these elements are going to be transformed or etc. So now yeah, we will first create the employee table. So first we will take up an employee salary difference here. It is going to have employee number, employee name and employee salary. So now I'm hitting on the run button for execution. Now you can see that employee salary difference table was created. Then I'm taking up 4 insert commands, 1, 2, 3, 4, Lakshmi, Rama, Mani and Leela with 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25,000. So these are going to be passed to e-salary, Lakshmi, Rama, Mani, Leela pass it to e-name, and numbers pass it to 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm hitting on this button. So now you can see here, there are 4 rows which were inserted. Then what I'm going to do is, we will see whether the 4 rows are really appended in the database or not. So now you can see that database is going to have 4 rows, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So all the 4 rows are going to be available. Now let us understand how we are going to build a trigger here. So let us understand how we are going to build a trigger here. So what we are going to do is, now we are so now this is the complete trigger. So trigger, it is going to have a creation part, then it is going to have this called as an event part, then it is going to have a declarative part, then it is to be defined in a PLSQL block between begin and end. This was the syntax. First we need to mention the event, next we need to have the local variable definition, that is at a declaration part, then it is going to be appended between begin and end. This was the agenda here. Now this is a row level trigger, so that is the reason why we are going to mention for each row. And if I want to point out to a new value, I am going to include a element called as new. If I want to include the previous value, then I am going to use an element called as old. So colon new and colon old, these 2 elements are by default available in the PLSQL. So now we are going to compute the employee salary difference. So our employees, we have 10,000 here, 15,000 here, 20,000 and 25,000. These are already taken up. So we will not find any salary difference for these contents, because after the table was created, we are writing the trigger body. So now, if whenever a new insert, whenever a new delete, whenever a new update happening, then only trigger is going to be fired. So now we compute the difference here, then we display the old salary, we display the new salary, and how much is the difference. So now I'm hitting on the run button. So you can see that trigger was created. Trigger was created. Next one, after creating of a trigger, now let us understand we are going to make an insert operation Shiv and Ramu with employee ID 5 and employee ID 6. So now you can see here what should happen. So before insert and after insert, it should fire a difference value, but there is no update operation as of now. So what is going to happen was you won't find much change here. So the difference what you are going to say, it is going to be 0, because there is no update of the value. Because there is no update of the value, you will not find any change here. So you can see here row 1 was inserted and old salary. Right now you are inserting the operation, so you will not get any change. This is only the new salary. These two are going to be the new records. So insert was happened just now, so that is the reason why these are going to be the new salaries. So you will not get the previous field with the filled in content, you will get them as an empty content. So one, it is 27,000, another it is going to be 20,000. Now what we will do is, now we will make an update operation here. We will make an update operation here, and then we will add plus 500 to both the ID 5 and to both the ID 6. Now what is the answer we are going to expect was, the old salary will be 27,000 and new salary will be 27,500. Similarly, the old salary will be 20,000 and the new salary will be 25,000. Why is it happening? It is happening because we made a difference. How did we made a difference? The difference we made it with new salary minus old salary as a function. So now we will check it out. We will take up the two update functions, and then we are hitting on the um, run button here. Now you can see here the old salary and the updated salary, and the difference was 500. Where did we get these? We got these values from the DBMS underscore output is going to be called as the package name. Put underscore line is going to be called the method name. Then we called it as old salary colon space, and we printed. Similarly, we printed the new salary and we printed the difference. How did we get the difference? We got the difference from new salary minus old salary. So finally, we will check how the table is going to store these elements. So now you can see we have two records with Shiva and Ramu, which is stored at 5 and 6, and they are upgraded with the latest salaries 27,500 and 28,000. But before the trigger, first four records are taken up, so there you will not get any change. So this was the keynote what we have to understand as of now. So we completed triggers here. So we completed triggers as of now. I'm